Hello everybody and welcome back to the desk for the final time of today. Mass 1, Echo and Temporal. Gentlemen, we're here to cover that final match, which is going to be Rascal Jester facing off against Crest Gaming Act. And I want to start this in a slightly different way, gentlemen, than how I've normally been running these desks. And you're going to get a couple. Echo,
oh Lord.
as both of our teams are currently 3-3 at the moment, they have beaten the same opponents. They have lost to the same opponents, and it's perfect because it's at the end of this first round robin. So their victories have come in different ways. Their losses have come in different ways. Who are you predicting to win this match and why?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say CGA. I'm gonna say CGA. Yeah, and because I feel like when it comes to Rascal Jesters, a lot of times their wins were not necessarily handed to them, but they were good in kind of picking up on mistakes that were coming out from certain teams, and they were kind of more like adapting upon that. And if CGA can kind of really focus on not making too many mistakes, then I think that CGA might have a pretty good chance of coming out on top.
Okay. Same general gist that I did at the beginning, Temporal, but this time now directed at you, sir.
So I'm a huge Rascal Justice fan of many years. Love the team. Absolutely fantastic. I think CGA is going to win them. Similar to Echo, I think Crest Gaming Act have taken their wins, and Rascal Jester have sometimes been given them, even by the weaker teams in the league. We're going to have to see adaptation from Soul and Secret here from Rascal Jesters if they want to play this one forwards and take it in their style. I'm not convinced so far. Whereas CGA have adapted. They have shown they're playing their own game. Cass in particular on his Volibear. We're going to talk more about it as we get into the draft and further on, maybe on the desk. I don't know what Swan's got planned. And yeah, I've been excited to watch CGA games, which is an odd thing for me to say. I'm not normally very hot on the team.
Well, let's first bring the players on screen if we can. My gorgeous producer over there. Crest Gaming Act, Nap, Kasin. Oh, God, the players were there for a moment. Kaito, Hybrid, and Nemo. And for the side of Rascal Jester, it's Ino, Hacha, Mecha, Recap, Soul, and Secret. And gentlemen, as we come back to us, we have talked so much about the bot lane, and for, honestly, a very good reason, because let's be real, the way that Crest Gaming Act have been so strong is through Hybrid and Nemo. Obviously, that bot lane for Crest Gaming Act has been core to them. And honestly, that interview with Nemo where he talks about the difference between Honey, which is the player that Temporal, you just mentioned how they're going to beat DFM in their next round robin. That player is so crack. Hybrid has been told to be the player who will push aggressions at every moment, and Nemo is kind of almost at the seat of his pants playing with him, facing off against Soul and Secret, who are now the longest running bot lane in the LJL, now with Gang leaving DFM. Temporal, what's this bot lane going to look like for you?
It is the new LJL hotness versus the old LJL hotness. So we'll have to see whether history really does reign supreme here. Soul and Secret, they're traditionally really good. They're the reason Rascal Jesters took it so far last summer, especially over DFM in their convincing victory early weeks. And now we've got Hybrid and Emma coming across. Hybrid from the LCK. You can see something a bit new, something a bit extra. And I've been excited. Hybrid's had a standout performance. As long as Kaito and Nap are present in the game, it's looked pretty convincing. Cassin's been there trying to help as many teammates as possible. The bot lane for Hybrid and Nap are really important. I also want to make sure that all of CGA show up today, and that normally has ended up with them in a victory. So as long as Hybrid has the other pieces moving around him, I suspect that is how that's going to work out. Soul and Secret not convincing me this split.
Okay, not convincing you, but I want to take it over to the mid lane for you, Echo, because we need to talk about the gap that Recap has been doing on a lot of falls, and that's been the mid gap. Recap versus Kaito. Kaito has been seen as one of the most vulnerable and abusable mid laners in the LJL. How are you expecting this matchup to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that maybe he's kind of takes his chance to maybe prove us wrong, right? Saying that I am vulnerable no longer, right? And just have maybe Cassin kind of be as like an enabler, maybe come down, help him a bit, and kind of get him on his feet, build him up. That way he can kind of, pop off and show that he's got what it takes and he's here to stay.
So Galio duty is what you're saying, Echo.
No,
Right.
please, no Galio.
No. We want Ace version 2.0, right? Like, that's what we want. Put him on Galio, have him not play his lane, and your opponent can't gap you if you're not there to be gapped, because that's what top laners are doing at the moment. You just take a smite and you piss off out your lane. That's it at the moment, if you have anything by me. But gentlemen, pick and ban faces just begin for the final time today, so please, take it away.
All right, thank you, Mass. Let's get into this thing, man.
Let's just do this. Let's do this.
This is it.
It's not number 1 versus number 2, but it's dead even versus dead even. Whichever team wins this will have a winning matchup, and we'll break away into 4th place, sitting just below Sangoku, just below Burning Court. 2 teams with huge amounts of praise. You can see recaps Vhagar going missing, so maybe Mass One's prediction on a Galio might just come true.
Might just put him on Galio duty after all. We'll have to see.
Oh, wow. 3
no.
potential mid-bans. Lordy lord.
Oh, my God. They really want to set Kaito up for success here.
They really do. The Karma also looking into this bot lane. Rascal Jester is going to say Hybrid isn't allowed to play the most popular hyper in Zeri. Normally banned away, I think 100% pick ban through the LJL so far. I'd have to go and check that. Maybe 1 or 2 games where it drifted through. So Rascal Jesters don't want to see the enabled hyper. They're going to take away the Syndra here, so Kaido won't be able to facilitate. Now it's on CGA to try and strike first. What can they get here that fulfills a condition across the map? It's going to be Hybrid's Jinx.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, understandable, right? You want to secure that as well. With Jinx being such a kind of, also such a power pick right now in the current meta. Ooh, but they're going to respond with the Kate, maybe? They're going to lock it in. I'm going to wait before I say anything there.
I think they do.
I'm not getting baited.
I don't think this is a bait, however. I think the Caitlyn so present in the LJL. Normally it's banned nearly every game. This is banned by one team or another. It plays so well into both Jinx, Aphelios, and Zeri. Oh, it's a pivot away.
Bro.
You know what, Rascal Jesters? I'm not going to listen to you. You're definitely picking Caitlyn this game. I don't believe any of this. They're going to get the Hecarim for the dive. It does give access onto the Jinx. The Caitlyn, so LJL sort of powerful. You play your waves, you suppress that hyper carry, you get across the map. Loads of teams have favored it. It must be present in scrims because it's there every single draft. There it is. Okay. Rascal Jesters just needed a minute more. There is no way the LJL sleep on Caitlyn.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to pick that up as a response from the Jinx here. And now, CGA. Who we think are they picking up next? What do you think?
Well, we got our bot lane in. Jungle is pretty shown. So either Cassin will take his Volibear and peel the backline or reverse dive. Both possible. We could see a support that tries to nullify some of Caitlyn's presence. The Karma ban has actually added into this. Normally you could take Karma into the Caitlyn, nullify that wave. Cassin's in Zhao. It's pretty decent. Okay, we'll take that one away. Likely now we want to see something to solidify the bot side. We're not doing our LPL special top side lock-in. Instead, this has to support the hyper carry. I expect Thresh. I expect Tom Kench. This could be the LJL special Leona to pair with the Jinx, though. That is quite common.
Ooh, hovering over here. A lot of those pixel support picks kind of coming out. Gonna have to see. Yeah. Okay. Good. Locking the knot.
It pairs up with the Xin Zhao. It's diving buddies together. It locks someone up to let the Jinx fire away, to let the Xin Zhao dive in. This maybe alludes to something less engaging in the top side. Maybe CGA have already got something in mind. Depends how the second round of bans go. We're probably not going to see stuff like the Camille, stuff that dives onto someone from CGA. The Morgana lock-in, yes!
Oh, Lord.
It's huge.
Could be huge. That just how Secret is able to pilot that Black Shield is gonna be detrimental.
This is the second most dominating bot lane in the world. The Caitlyn Morgana, second only to Caitlyn and Lux for suppressing your opponents, for killing them in lane, and for attacking their life points directly. Denies the depth charge, denies the dredge line, and just pushes the wave back in. Expect to see Hybrid and Nema really suffer unless they twist this bot lane around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you say attack the health points. I would just go with obliterate, honestly.
Oh, yes.
The moment you hit from that dark lining, you're done. Once you hear that trap close, yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna go get a water or something while I die here.
pretty much. Both second phases attacking top here. Interesting. Rascal Jester kind of agreeing that Nautilus means we're probably gonna see something non-committal, non-grouping, non-engaging from CGA. So they're gonna take away the Wow, I've forgotten Gwen's name for a moment. Gwen and Victor to stop that control, that backwards and forwards, really open up Rascal Jester's dive here.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to see kind of coming out from CGA some like of an enabler pick maybe for the top lane here. I honestly I'd really like a Shen. I'm not even gonna cap. I would actually really like a Shen.
You want to see the Burning Core special?
I would like to see the Burning Core special actually. Just something that kind of allows Cassin to really go in like no fear, right? Get napped out of sticky situations. You already have Kaito obviously to do that, but I mean, there's already just so much damage coming out from CGA. That'd be a very interesting pick, but.
Oh, okay.
RJ?
Recap Zoe. I don't think we've seen Recap play Zoe so far. I'm going to go and check that in the background. But in any case, really exciting. This Zoe should allow even better pick potential set up for the Hecarim, even at long range. Anyone who's Dark Bound or Sleepy Trouble Bubble now is in for double trouble, and prepare for Team Rocket puns as we go through this game. But that sets up even further for Hachimatch's inevitable Hecarim, and it's really giving CGA a hard question to answer. Now they're going to answer back with some lane dominance with the LeBlanc. Anything that is picked out now has that horrible question for CGA of, do we just play the 4v5? Do we just sacrifice that member, particularly if that's hybrid? That could like pose a lot of problems for this CGA side. Or do we just try and play it backwards? Does that mean our opponent can initiate on us in a non-committal way?
Yeah, oh, okay. So
all right, it's 12-3. Gnar still benefits loads from Hullbreaker. It's the LJL special. Nice and neutral here in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely. Also, just like a nice pick coming out that can kind of really engage for you, really get in there. Is not afraid to get kind of picked down, but are they going to respond with that Darius top? It's looking like it.
Oh,
maybe.
I personally don't rate that. Yeah, all right. The Gangplank's more like it. You know, this is his first repeated champion. Currently was on 6 unique champions. One on the Gangplank versus an Axis side was able to scale up fantastically and provide a lot of damage. And when you've got this diving setup on the other side, Gangplank being able to aid that across the map with the cannon barrage and set up for fixed plays later on around objectives really benefits Rascal Jesters here. So despite slating them in the early game, I really like the Jesters comp hit. This is really nice. This is really concrete. Both of these teams really, really don't want to be tied with the other anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like also just looking at the teams itself, Recap is going to play such a detrimental role in just like all these fights, honestly. Just like that Black Shield, like we cannot stress enough how just important it's going to be when it comes to shutting down so many of the abilities that are going to come out from the side of CGA. So it's going to be interesting to see if Recap can kind of like live up to the calling.
Live up for sure, and it goes even further with the Jester's draft, right? You can't draft the Morgana against the Zoe because they have the Morgana already. So this really prepared, really thought out attack from RJ onto a slightly more standard CJ setup, showing how the LJL is evolving week on week. And as we reach the end of the first round robin, we've seen that DFM have got the top in their classic style, loads of Renekton, loads of Nidalee, everyone else a bit more standard still to these hypers in the bot lane. And this is the next movement of how does the rest of the map best adjust to this. We're seeing mid laners that can take out carries even quicker as the adjustment.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I'm curious to see how Kaito is going to perform on the LeBlanc here. It's like Max was saying, he's known as the more kind of vulnerable mid laner, right? And so I'm hoping we see him maybe kind of perform and shine this time around. Hopefully, like I was saying when we were on that desk, that maybe he kind of lives up, doesn't live up to expectations. I said exceeds them, if anything.
Yeah. It's going to be hard. Recap's had a great split so far, but mostly on stuff like the Veigar. So he's still providing for his team, but in a more slow burning way that sets up, and then you can just take someone out. The Zoe takes someone out, but that's pretty much all she does. It's a completely different setup. The LeBlanc normally favored in this matchup, in my opinion. But with Kaito struggling a little bit, this really will be the story of the mid lane. How this works and how they can free themselves from the lane, take out both of those vitally important bot lanes. Again, I don't think we're going to see a lot of top lane action here. It's going to be the story of this mid game of how these roaming mids that want to take people out, want to pick them off, can actually escape and enable themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they have two just very strong kind of mid laners. You actually were seeing, so who will win?
Man, Blitzcrank bot is a Crest fan. Cool middle caught up. Whose programming has he been tinkering with? I think this is probably a symptom of Caitlyn going wrong the few times it's actually gotten through. We do see some earlier power spikes, which is probably the bot saying like, hey, around these points, you can see first ultimate there, a bigger dip to red towards this Rascal Jester side. Secret nicer up in the bot lane. If Nema mispositions, that'll be a fight at level 1.
Yeah, absolutely. But directed cam is like, nope, you don't
Nope.
get to see it.
He is missing
Yeah.
about 200 health.
Yeah,
So
already.
that
pretty
would have
low.
happened.
Yeah, definitely. Already pretty low just for level 1. Little trading in that top lane. Just, I mean, it's just gangplank things, really.
Yeah, just gangplank things. The early waves played the same on this champion throughout the this year. Despite the grasp nerfs, you just stack that up on the minions, proc your opponent, get your burning potion, corrupting potion through, try and deal some damage back. Hachimacha, no doubt the full clear. It's how Hecarim likes to operate. He's about on time for now. Xin Zhao a bit more free. We could see Cassin, if he really wants to cause havoc, go through mid a little earlier here. It's a little more flexible for the Xin Zhao. The full clear is fine, and we do see it quite commonly, even on Lee Sin. And Xin Zhao in the LJL is Nemo gonna have to shield up to try and not take loads of damage. This is Nautilus struggling in the bottom lane in this matchup. Doesn't really do a lot other than sit there and take a load of damage until he's able to find that magic hook.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like you find that magic hook, but then RJ is like, a secret just comes out. He's like, Black Shield.
You
Black
have
Shield.
chosen poorly. It's like the ultimate
You've chosen
dodge.
death, it seems.
Yeah. It will be the real struggle here. Nemo's gonna have to be so patient. Props to Recap for keeping up in farm. He's ahead right now in the wave in a pretty favorable position with his Zoe. Talking of the hook,
Yeah.
there it is.
Hook
Sol
does
completely
connect.
unaffected.
But that Black Shield, like we were talking about, just pretty much, it just kind of spooks Nemo off. He's like, yep,
Yeah.
I gotta give it to him, gotta back off. But hey, I mean, hit hook is still a hit
That's
hook.
all right.
I respect.
All right, Cassin not quite going to full clear, drops the golems in favor of the crab. Hopefully, this means that Hachimacha will be spotted if he comes out.
Oh.
Nema trying from Fog of War now. Sometimes with certain wave setups, this Cassin will spot Hachimacha in the jungle. It lets you have a blind hook where like your hook is completely invisible. It's a bit more difficult to do, much harder setup. Hachimacha now out on the map. Honestly, he could have just gone for his recall already, especially if he has Future's Mark in his back pocket. I don't quite remember the runes. So we'll have to see where this Hecarim's going. He's just going coast to coast right now.
Yo,
He's just going for a walk.
Parlaying Nap, which is over and over. Nothing he could do there. The poor boy.
Yeah.
Like, give him some peace.
He'll be fine. It's probably not actually gonna like put too much pressure on the Nav, but it's not nice to not have a full health bar.
Yeah, definitely not. Just can't really do much. Is under his turret though, so nothing should really come out of that one. Nemo once again. Yeah. Oh Lord. So CC coming out. So much damage. Nemo didn't have to flash. Was ignited. That's flash down for our boy Nemo. Barely getting out of that one alive. It's like we were saying, right? Pulls the hook, and then it's like you've chosen death. It seems.
Yeah, it's really hard for the Nautilus here because you can see he's just trying to check. He's trying to like find an angle where Secret's Black Shield isn't quite back. And really hard in this early game. He chose like a really hard way to play the lane, and it's sort of maximum risk, maximum reward. Because if it does work out, then it's great. But till then, it's very risky in the first place. It does mean Hybrid will be left on his own. Might lose a few CS here. Secret not going to stick around to try and get the Black Shield under the tower. And that means slight advantage for Rascal Jester in this early game. The CS lead breaking open in mid, and in the top lane, just enough to push them to a slight gold lead.
Yeah. Caitlyn already picking up that noon quiver as well. Going to be doing a lot more damage. First dragon is up. It's an ocean dragon. Curious to see, kind of see a little bit of a rush going on there. We do have Cassin grabbing those raptors, so he is kind of in the area. Maybe we see him do it. We already see that the side of CGA is really just gaining control of this river here, trying to clear out as much vision as they can.
Oh, they're on rails. This is the
yep.
full clear twice into attacking the jungle.
Bit of an engage here. Ignite goes out, and that should be first blood going into the hands of Cassin. They waited and bided their time, and they are rewarded with first blood.
Huge props to Cassin. This is slightly more creative pathing. It looks standard, but the Hecarim's largely on rails his first few levels. You'll see here, he's just finished his wolves. He's coming down to the dragon. There's nothing left to do. He's got to keep farming. Nemo breaks through the Black Shield, and with Cassin adding damage, the Ignite on top, Kaido making sure that Recap can't get out of lane. He gets there first, pushes the wave in, and with that, Hachimacha is taken down. He took his support with him because he wasn't confident, but Cassin has adapted even further. Huge props to CGA. This is a win for them in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like we were saying, right? CGA, they take their wins, right? They don't just let it get handed to them. They make the plays happen, and we see it there. Cassin, okay, calm down, Cassin.
Yeah, that's a 1v1 you don't want to take right now.
Come on now, Cassin. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I like the aggression, but come on, let's stay realistic.
It's something we don't often see in the Xin Zhao Hecarim, where the Xin Zhao can really take it to Hecarim. Huge props to Cass in the ways he's played this matchup so far.
Yeah, definitely. Nope. Hatcha maybe
He's still not level 6.
Yeah, he's still not level 6. Can't quite make anything happen there. Kaito. I mean, Kaito's just been chilling on the mid. Has just been chill time, really. It's just farming up. It's like we're saying, we're waiting for those kind of roams to actually start happening, start coming down maybe to that bot lane, something going on that top lane, because not too much should happen in the mid lane itself.
Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed by Nap's item buy. He's got the Phage instead, so no pickaxe to clear the wave a bit easier with the Q especially, and you've got a bit more AD. Definitely going towards the Hull Breaker here. Eno probably going for the Triforce. He wants to be fighting with Kato, scrapping with Hybrid and Nema later on. They're not going to be hugely tanky targets, so the Triforce favored here.
Yeah, oh, so much damage coming out of Nema already. It's like we were saying, the moment that Dark Binding hits, you're in for a world of hurt. They followed up with the Snap Trap and just so much damage coming out. But overall, not too much going down just now.
Pretty relaxed. I think neither team wants to like give away their advantage or like potential for an advantage to try and force things through. Teleporting from Kaido is just a bit of a macro move. The summoner spell, less good on LeBlanc and things that actually want to roam. First 14 minutes can't actually do anything out on the map, so might as well use it to get a favorable base in. Gets that lost chapter and should continue to just keep going in this mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Rift Herald is live now. Cassin already looking to make a move on it. Should have been spotted out though by the Scuttleward. So yeah, we already see.
He was right on the edge there. We'll know though.
Yeah, I gotta drop that ward down. But Mecha is like, he'll have it. I'm a roam instead. See if he can make some happen. Maybe actually go for a bit of an invade here in this jungle.
He's got the 6 now, so if he can take away this bot side, that's great. And then if he can actually use his ultimate, get a dive, maybe under this bot lane, like would have been great to see him come under the tower. Hybrid will spot him out here. So everyone knows this is going on, and that's going to be CJA wondering whether the bot tower is safe.
Oh, a lot of damage about to come out. Yep. Wow. Oh my God.
Oh, the return.
So much damage. Yep. To return, indeed. A lot of damage coming out as well from Kaito. Not going to take the abuse lightly, to say the least.
Spots out Hachimacho with the clone. Cassin is meanwhile cross-mapping here on the top side. They've seen Rascal Jester's jungler enter the bottom side, so now going to proxy top, put Eno off his wave. 2v2's getting a little bit dicey. Nemo is well in range for a dive here from Hachimacho.
Yeah, definitely needs to be very careful. We do see him moving down. They're just chilling that top lane, waiting to spawn that Rift Herald. Hachimacho, maybe. Oh, no, he's not seeing. They have no clue. They don't know. Hybrid is alone right now. Hachimacho looking to maybe move in. Nah, it doesn't get spotted out. So nothing quite going to come out of that one. Rift Herald does get spawned top. That should be the first tier 1 going down in that top lane. Just going to push that wave. A lot of money going into the hands of Nap and Cassin. You'll love to see it.
It looks like a direct win for for CGA with them taking down that top tower. It is a bit closer in practice because Hybrid and Nema were denied waves. So they are starting to slip now, where they were previously doing okay. The Gnar comes through.
Eno did pop himself that juicy fruit, heals a little bit, and so he will be okay. There will be no scurvy for him. Kaito, a little bit of damage coming out, but overall, oh no, we're still not done though. Zap does connect onto Secret. Nemo, if he can maybe make something happen. That hook is on a bit of a cooldown. The black shield though, it won't quite pull him close enough. Can't quite make anything happen there. But just back to that top side, right? We did see Rift Herald crashing into that tier 2 as well. So that's gonna be huge.
I got so excited because I flicked my eyes to mid and I saw Kaito wasn't on the wave and I was like, oh, he's nearly here. And actually it was still by chicken. So not quite gonna participate in a 3-man, which probably could have found under the tower. Instead, CGA just happy what they've got so far. That gold lead starting to open up. It should mean now with the Hull Breaker that Nap is enabled in the side lane and should make it much harder for Eno to farm through, making those minions stronger, giving the wave more time under the tower and slowly eroding at the structures of Rascal Jesters.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I feel like we're watching like a DFM game right now. It's just we're almost 11 minutes in. We haven't even seen like a remote scuffle yet. Like it's literally still 1-0. We haven't even seen a team fight come out yet.
No, just one pick, 2 picks so far, I think. Just on a Hachimacho above the dragon, and then a bit of scuffle in the bot side.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, I'm waiting to see. Oh my God, Nemos is being abused everywhere he goes.
Poor
dude.
Nautilus.
He goes into the bot lane. He's getting just hit with the 1-2 from SOL and Secret. He goes into the mid lane. Recap just does some damage to him. Come on, let my boy have some peace.
Yeah, it's hard. CGA, they're going to continue this sort of objective walk. They brought Nap down with them. They didn't need to burn the teleport. As you can see, the wave is way, way far away from CGA's tower, so not much risk of Eno going for anything super valuable. Means the Hecker and Morgana, two characters that like to stack up those objectives and scale quickly, just won't be able to do so. And that's going to be CGA pushing forward. It's a flash from Secret.
Coming up from Secret, though. They're going to try and make something happen. And Nemo, once again, caught out. Nowhere for him to go. Hybrid did have to pop the flash and cleanse. So that's 2 sums down for the flash ignite coming out from Secret. Overall, that was a nice play. Maybe a bit overkill to take out Nemo. Probably didn't need all of that, but hey, better safe than sorry.
They'll get themselves up on the board. One apiece now on cooldowns. Hybrid may be vulnerable in this lane. You'll notice Cassin shadowing to stop the Jinx being vulnerable under the tower. Rascal Jester's quite happy to not keep pushing forwards. They will have seen Cassin on that ward going into the bush. Yeah, it seems a bit excessive, but hey, it's some gold out, some cooldowns used from the side of RJ. They're not just, letting this happen slowly. With that, they will even up the gold a bit, even if there are 2 dragons down.
Exactly. And I mean, most importantly, right, that kill does go into the hands of Soul. So, I mean, hey, that, you're funneling money into the right place.
Yeah, you want that Caitlyn to sort of start getting across the map pretty soon. It's, you've got 3 plates down in bot, but unfortunately weren't in a macro position here. Because the way you want to do it with Caitlyn is pre-14 minutes, you want all the T1s down, you want to farm as much money as possible in the super great situation. In the medium situation, you at least want to get 2 towers, burn through a bunch of plates as Cassin. Going to invade this top side again, try and follow Nap with this priority. It means the Nap should be stable.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out onto Eno here. Nap he's done taking the abuse, and meanwhile in that jungle, Hachamacha gonna go ahead and actually back off. Gonna wait for Recap to pull up to help his boy out. Maybe they can make something happen here. The Raptors, though, they just tank everything. They protect Cassin.
In the 3v3 on the top side, Eno only able to contribute the ultimate to minor numbers advantage.
Yeah.
Even though the bot lane, they're going to get the last plate. 30 seconds early, so I doubt we'll see the tower fall. It just means that CGA able to play in the top side of this jungle when they've got that small numbers advantage, when they've got Nap out of lane and Kaido just off the mid wave. Looks like CGA happy to give away this tower. They saw Hachamacha and Recap come down.
Okay, hook does land on Hachamacha. Gonna pop that black shield, should keep him protected. Kaito, though, gonna try and find something, not quite anything gonna come out of it. My god, we're getting a little taste of a scuffle, just a little taste. Both
teams just feeling each other out, trying to figure out where they can get away with swinging a punch.
Yeah.
TJ will defend their jungle, but then in turn lose the tier 1 tower to the Caitlyn. So Rascal Jester's probably not too upset about that one. They now have a mild gold lead. It's very, very small, but it is them on the rise in the last few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall, just the game right now, it's still really in anyone's hands. It's like it's still 1-1, like you're saying, right? Gold lead, incredibly small. Next Herald is about to spawn up. And really, I feel like we're not going to get kind of a good idea of how this is all going to go down until we get kind of that first team fight going on.
For sure, and that's largely because of the multi-use of Cassin. He's enabled in this game. He's got plenty of farm. He's got his kill. And when Xin Zhao is in that position, he can become that carry, and he doesn't lose anything that he has without it. We're going to see Kaido take a bunch of damage as his soul setting up for the objective. Nemu's in position, doesn't want to get picked before he gets that aftershock. Kaido even lower. Hybrid is coming in from the side. Cassin has started the objective and is peeling it off to the side to try and stress out Rascal just to try and get them to make a decision right here. It means it will reset and it will slow them down a little bit longer. So RJ not able to immediately start that. Oh, he got Hybrid.
A lot of damage coming out on Hybrid, and that puts him on such a back foot. Now he won't be able to just get in.
Does have the red buff.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it will be a few seconds.
Red buff, and they're looking to get a lot more if they can get Recap, though. But no, Nemo, come on, they're gonna do him dirty once again. He's gonna go down. Got hit with the dark binding. Nowhere that he could go. Gonna try and follow things up. Cassin with a very nice sidestep. Gonna dodge that dark binding. And so overall, they will take out Nemo once again. He's just a punching bag.
Poor guy. He's really struggling. Kaido will struggle to get in. They got the crab this time around. So again, another micro objective that stops RJ just doing this for free. It will still be quite hard. It's probably going to be giving up multiple recalls coming across, pings onto the dragon. Instead, CJ are just going to go set up for the next objective. The Caitlyn traps just a little too much here. Nap might try his luck. No, not quite today.
No, but Cassin and Nap, though, they know they do a lot of damage. They're actually going to go in here. Cuts a strike. Followed by the Super Mega Death Rocket. Eno goes down. That's one off the board. Cassin, they get hit by the bind. binding, but now they're gonna follow it up. That's 2 off the board. Can they get 3 on recap? Kaido going in. No, recap does go gold though.
Oh, Nemo the return.
Matcha. They're looking to still keep going, but he just zips out of there. But Kaito, I like to see it. He's getting aggressive. He's looking to pop off. That's 2 kills on the board though for CGA.
2 kills on the board. They coolly, calmly, collectively say, hey, I can go in here. I can blow apart Rascal Jester's retreat from this objective. They give the Herald, but while pinging onto the Dragon, they're like, hey, we can get them on the out here. CGA break open with Nap and Cassin. They push Ino into position to be hit by Hybrid. So much damage coming out from this Jinx. They get excited and they push forwards. They don't need to commit. They don't need to finish the fight because now they can just go to the Dragon for free. They've earned that tempo the hard way.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, like we're saying, they make their wins happen. They find those engages, but okay, goes out a little worried there. Now Cass in a bit of a bad spot though. Nemo's there to back his boy up, and Matcha taking a bit of damage. Dark Binding will connect, but the hook to let Nemo escape. It's looking bad. The ulti coming out from Soul, but it's a little too late. Nothing quite good.
Impressive from Nemo to keep moving that much through the Dark Binding. If we look at this play here, this is the extension. Nap and Cassin are the 2 initiators they come across. They have the Scuttle Crab, remember, so feel even more empowered in this position. The Black Shield comes through, but it's not enough. The flash forwards from Cassin is enough. They've got Eno low. Jinx gets excited over the wall. Meanwhile, they're just able to stay tanky for so long. Cassin's ultimate just able to do so much. Kaido goes forward, gets even more cooldowns out. Nemo can keep going forwards. A bit of overextension there, a little bit of indecisiveness, but it's already CGA's fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Recap can thank his lucky stars that he had that stopwatch. Otherwise, things would not have looked so good for him when we saw Kaito going with that aggression. Hybrid also not looking too healthy there. Did get taken incredibly low. Rift Herald does get spawned in this minute. That should take out this tier 1. Allow a bit more of a push. Yeah, it is going to go down. I don't believe it'll crash again, though. Yeah, no, they're probably going to take it out.
They got that one.
Yeah.
Huge props to Cassin so far. This game is pretty much his story in the jungle. Both mid laners, and we were sort of expecting one to break out and really show up. These mid laners pretty explosive. Instead, the Xin Zhao in this jungle is the story of the game, enabling his team. He hasn't got the most gold in the world. He's enabling Hybrid, but this Xin Zhao really pushing forwards, finding the fight that CJ needs to keep finding their wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if CJ just keep doing what they're doing right, forcing those good fights that they can take, they know their limits, especially because, like, what universe do you see just like the 2-man walking up to the entire enemy team? They're like, yo,
we got this.
We got this. Let's throw hands, right? That really shows that they really know what they can and what they can't do. They know that Hybrid is there to back them up as well with the super mega death rocket that we see come out, and then Nemo. He gets back, right? It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times
you get back up. He keeps getting back up on this Nautilus. That's it. We're up to singing Rocky on this cast. This is how much we believe. The CGA Hopium middle cost sent me the bottle UPS overnight, and it tastes pretty good. What can I say?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the 3rd drag already. Now we do need to point out they are on soul points. CGA needs 1 more drag, so RJ really needs to step it up, make sure that CGA does not get this last dragon. A mountain soul in the hands of CGA, kind of dangerous.
The Caitlyn will fall off as the game goes on. Hachimacha will be missing those resistances on this Tank Hecarim. He's not come online just yet. Wasn't able to do something that Tank Hecarim likes to do, which is a good early clear into a takedown. You rely on your base damages, so the earlier you act on Tank Hecarim, the stronger it gets. We haven't seen that this game, so it's going to fall by the wayside by item 2. Just because it won't be getting any more in this game. CJ is still looking for a fight. I don't favor this. We need to be careful around this Baron from CJ's perspective. RJ can just play the lane nice and easy with Caitlyn Morgana from miles away, so it's on CJ now to do something more difficult. Trading in the open might not be the best idea.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just saw that damage that came out from Soul there just with 1 shot. Soul, like, yo, put some respect on my name, bro. Like, you can't just be walking up to me like that. This is disrespectful.
Yeah. It's hard. It's so hard. Sol will just be able to wave clear this till the end of time. So it's these movements into the jungle, your priority, your vision, and your priority again from CGA that we have to see make something. They now invest a little bit of vision around this Baron. They've just recalled Nap. He's got his Divine Sunder, so now he's a reasonable threat. Sunder's both top laners. This adaptation, I believe, from Eno, it might have been Sunder the whole time, but that works better into the Mountain Soul. A bit more resistances. We've got to worry more about this Na now. We've got to worry more about a Xin Zhao, who I really, really hope isn't building Starix, but in any case, In any case,
disappointed.
we were praising you so much, Cassin. Please stop. I think 12-3 is when the star exchanges came through. I might be wrong there. Reading patch notes is hard. Oh,
reading is hard. Period.
reading is hard. Period. He's got the Warden's mail now, so now I just don't know where we're going. Maybe the phage is just the item. He just, he needs his phage.
Yeah,
just needs to sit on his
comfortable.
phage.
Yeah, he feels comfortable with it.
Oh,
can't fault the man for it. It is what it is. That being said, though, I believe our next confrontation might just be coming up in the next 30 seconds with Dragon about to be up. We do see both teams already slowly mobilizing, looking to clear that vision. Does get hit by that dark binding. Is that the first engage that they need? Wind becomes lightning. Did connect? Will Cassin go in? I think not. Did pop the Crescent Guard just to be safe. It would be a bit of a shame if he goes down now right before the dragon spawns.
It's a big cooldown now.
Okay, Hook does go in. There's the engage.
Oh, he got him.
You still get some. Yo, and Nap picking up that first kill there. Very nice. And just like that, that's already a man advantage that CGA will have. Drag is up. Nemo is quite low. Definitely needs to still be careful. Ooh, Trouble Bubble just barely missing there. Eno can't quite get in there either. Kaito looking to hold the line there. And this should be a free soul for CGA.
If it's not free, they've earned it. Cassin with a respectful early all recap.
Ooh, Kaito, I like to see it. A lot of aggression coming out, but can't quite find the kill there. Close, but no cigar.
Just missed on the second ultimate. You can see the mark was still there above. So slight misordering of spells or a miss. I didn't quite see in the micro, but recap gets away with that one. The boomerang in a similar fashion followed Hachimachi and was the takedown to enable this. We'll see in the replay. Hachimachi nearly gets away with murder here, comes forwards, clearing out the wards. Recap goes slightly wide, and with that, Cassin is stuck between a rock and a hard place, quite literally. And Kaido does so well in this fight. You'll see first example here of enforcing, which means just making sure your opponents can't approach without taking a lot of damage. Unfavorable conditions. Nemo, once again, doesn't matter if he's bound, doesn't matter if he's asleep, gets the dredge line, gets the depth charge, and that last auto tech is what follows Hachimachi to his doom, playing that angle impossible for most members of RJ. They can't play across the wall unless your name is Hachimachi and you're diving, unless your name is Recap and you got a bubble or a dark binding out from secret. The rest of the team cannot follow, and that is so important for executing RJ's comp here. We need to see them not commit that mistake again, or Hybrid's going to be out of reach for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm trying to imagine like just the absolute sadness that Hachimachi's face. Like he thinks he gets out. You just see the boomerang slowly fly. Like, yep, this is what's happening. This is where my life has come to.
It's like, and I'm dead. Not the most fun at all.
Indeed. That being said, the soul is in the hands of CGA. Baron is up as well, but overall, still not even that big of a goalie coming out there. Nemo might have bit off more than he could chew there, though. Did go in, but no one was there to back him up.
How
so he's
does
gonna have
he
to flash over
live?
that wall. Yeah, just barely living. That tankiness will shine. He just barely gets out of that one alive.
Aftershock is one hell of a rune echo. That's
yeah.
I don't think Nemo should have gone away with that. A little miscommunication here meant that he went in on his own.
Yeah, that's a major, dude. He went in and he's like, guys,
my headset's off. Hey, guys, help!
You guys hear me? Like, what's going on?
In any case, CGA will get away with it once again. They are set up now well and truly in the side lane. Nap, a really, really tanky little rodent here. The nerfs 4-hole breaker not on 12-3. They come through on 12-4. And with the mountain, with the isolation buff, and with the Warden's Mail coming through, it will be a real struggle for Eno to keep up now. The farm lead growing up at 40 for Nap on this Gnar. And it is,
Hybrid doing a lot of damage. The flash coming out from Arsol. A bit of a...
respectful, I think. If that accelerated, and it was pretty close to accelerating in Sol's face, as Kaido once again does a check onto Hachimachi, that may have killed. It was pretty close. Maybe not with a rapid fire cannon. I'm normally expecting like an AD item, but with the BF sword on top, it was probably enough if it accelerated in Sol's face.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
close.
So, hey, better safe than sorry, you know.
Better safe than sorry. Respectful flash away. It's kind of what we expect from Sol. It's what we need to see from these AD carries. If you're in a tough position, don't let yourself fall. Otherwise, your opponent's macro, their tempo will be accelerated far, far faster than you can deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. Nemo. Oof, okay. He's gonna hit that back. I was a little worried for him there. If he hadn't gotten that, he wouldn't have gotten out of that one. Not that time. But that being said, all right, little vision, clear, little pressure being set on this Baron here. And I mean, Rascal Jester, they do need to start applying pressure. They need to start finding these picks, need to start making something happen because they're just slowly losing their grasp of the skill.
They are, even with all of CGA playing a single wave in mid, or rather just 2 waves across the map. So they are falling behind in farm. That gold lead not massive at the moment. It does mean that Kato can keep messing with them. That even though they did a simultaneous back, which is strictly like a losing play here, they allowed RJ to get vision back on. They can just walk back in, and unless Rascal Jesters actually have the means to take a fight to them, nothing else is going to happen. It's just going to be CGA taking a break, coming back out on the map and doing the same thing again.
Yep, 2 minutes until Elder is up. We've got Nap just chilling at that ball line. He's just split pushing. He's just enjoying his life, bro. He's got the gentleman skin on. He's just doing his thing.
You know, he's got his whiskey in his hand. He's raised a cheers. You know, says, thanks,
yes.
buddy. I'm doing real well right now. How are you?
How's the wife and kids?
Oh, spot on. This is going to be our fastest Elder maybe in the LJL so far. I haven't reviewed every game and made notes on every game. I did watch them all. I can't remember an early Elder so far. I might be wrong on that one. It's going to be 27 minutes, so nice and fast. Nice and accelerated.
Speed running that Elder.
Speedrunning the Elder. It may be to speak to CGA's lead in presence here and objectives, even if the gold lead is only 2,000. And we see that manifested here, not too directly, in that Kaido has less items, but then Hachamacha not as many as Kassin, Nap many more than Eno. So we've got the like extra component all the way through. I'm gibbering. I have a huge headache. Take it away, Echo. I'm gonna grab some more water.
I got you all good right now. We do see Hachamacha looking around here. He's patrolling his jungle. They got to be careful. They know they cannot they can't afford to face check anything this time around. We've seen how much damage comes out from Hybrid. We've seen how much damage comes out from Kassin. Kassin is just waiting there, bro. He's a menace, dude. He's just buying his time. That being said, though, we were talking about that Elder, and it is up in 30 seconds. So we are going to see some backs coming out from RJ as they want to pick up those last items. We see Nemo finally getting himself the locket. That should just give his team even more survivability.
Does Kaido get Shadow Flame? Does he get Shadow Flame on this back? It's going to complete. There it is. All right, yeah. LeBlanc enabled. That's a lot of damage. It's going to really hurt if he finds any of the members of Rascal Jester without any magic resist. I'm particularly looking at poking into Sol and Recap. You'll notice Recap has got the extra smite. This Elder will be a revisit of the 2 smite meta just through Zoe's passive. Oh, never mind. He's gonna burn it. All right, forget everything. Maybe it was expiring too soon. Who knows?
Yeah. So that would have been awesome. We could see like a steal from Recap.
That's a great plan. Yeah.
That would be sick. That being said, though, things are about to get dicey. Kaido already, there we go. Once again, he's gatekeeping that Elder, dude. He's like, you do not step foot into this river without taking damage. And we're about to have a bit of a scuffle here. Hachamacha does have vision on this Elder. He knows it's getting incredibly low. Nemo does get pulled in, though. Pops the ultimate. Did get hit by the trouble bubble. Is not going to go down, though. Eno does go down first, man, off the board. Can they make something happen with this? So Kaito taking a lot of damage, needs to back off. They might have just delayed the not the inevitable per se, but they will delay that dragon. A lot of the CGA members are incredibly need to go ahead and hit that back, but never mind. They're just like, screw it, dude. We're just gonna send it. We're gonna grab this. Kaito will go back, hit that TP to come back in, and they start it all again. A TP coming out as well here from Recap. Let's see if they can make something happen here. Hachamacha incredibly low. Needs to be careful. Recap might just go down here. It's just barely gonna escape that one alive. This dragon is at 2k health, and it should go down here right now. There it goes. It's down. Secret's down too, and so is Soul. But Recap will live to tell the tale. The only Soul survivor, but things are not looking good for Rascal Jester.
Not looking good at all. The power of the Shadow Flame that Kaido able to enforce so well, chunking out Recap, chunking out Hachamacha. It was so hard for Rascal Jesters to approach. In the end, a lost fight despite chunking out Nemo. And with that CGA, they're going to come forward, grab the Baron. If we go back over this, you see it. Recap goes to half. Kaido absolutely in his head at this stage. Hybrid right at the back of the pit, trying to make Hachamacha come as deep as possible to try anything at all. And instead, Nemo gets the engage, calls his team off. The dragon is dropped. Kassin comes up in the front line, Nap on the flank with that. Eno can't survive. No mobility on this gangplank. Hachamacha's got it all out again. They have to go back to the safety of the Caitlyn traps. CJ can't keep going further over that line. That's an impossibility. With that line not being close enough to the dragon, Sol is slightly weaker here. The hyper carry of Hybrid well and truly enabled. Kassin keeps the dragon up while Nap and Kaido enforce this nice movement between the two, breathing in and outwards to make RJ work as hard as possible. Nemo finds the engage as the dragon falls, be applied here. Hybrid wastes no time, gets the reset, grabs 2, and with that, the Baron is safe. CGA well and truly in the driver's seat. This game isn't long for this world, Echo.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, just such unfortunate timing for the Elder to go down there for both Soul and I believe that was I think it was Secret. It's just like they were just about to get out, and then they just see that little bar for the Elder, like, we're
little bit of
a
tick tick boom from the Elder Dragon. It is just so powerful. We'll see Nap on the split. Cassin can move between these lanes now. And it should mean if everything is synchronized, CGA walk into the base with 2 waves, Nap not taking any damage, 3 levels up on Eno, Hull Breaker enabled. So tanky at this stage.
Yeah.
And this is just going to be a slow march. Kaido, like, look at that poke.
Yeah, these things are not looking good for Rascal Jester here. They're losing all their turrets. Their minion waves came in late. We're able to keep that bot tier 3 alive for now, but how long will that last? So, oh my god, so much
Has he
damage.
got him?
Nah, just barely getting out with his life there. A close call, though, to say the least. Recap trying to get some damage here. Not much going to come out of it. Nemo does need to be careful. The barrage does come out, and down goes Nemo once again. Rest in peace, the fallen hero. But the rest of his team will get out alive.
2 inhibitors pretty good. I feel like that should have been the end. CJ clearly not wanting to force the issue. A little bit of shall we say, ambitious positioning from Nemo. Means he's the target. This tower will go down to the creeps in the meantime. So that's not a bad Baron power play. 3,000 gold extra on the board for CGA. They are turning that objective, that tempo advantage across the map into real advantages now. Now they can start to play with their wallets and just try and slap Rascal Jester, play with the scaling, play with this Jinx. It is well and truly left Caitlyn in the dust, even though they both have 4 kills. It's got to be the CGA show from here. It just has to be a cool, calm finish. Nothing too special. No reinventing the wheel here for CGA.
Yeah, absolutely right. They get their money up now that we have the gold discrepancy at an actual, like, more of an 8K in comparison to the 2K that it's pretty much been at this whole time. Should see that kind of manifesting in the items as well. The Gnar looking incredibly tanky. I mean, just look at all the items he's got. I think he's pretty much done. He's like full build at this point. He's sitting pretty. He's looking good. Yeah, the Jinx as well. Just has the bloodthirster, has the infinity edge, got another BF sword just for good measure. So much damage going to be coming out of that one, and you see it as well just in the pokes that come down. Kaito once again just being a little nuisance, hopping over the wall, doing a lot of damage. Secret does need to back off, but they are going to hold this last turret, this last tier 3 that's standing. Recap Solo once again. No way, yo, he long armed it at him. He's like, yay.
Nap gets the hoop. He gets the hoop.
Yeah, he gets the hoop.
That's a 3-pointer if I've ever seen it.
That's the 3-pointer, 100%. Very nicely done. The Winions are pushing into these Nexus turrets. So much damage coming out. That's that first one down, and they just did not respond in time. They have to choose tier 3 or Nexus turret. I definitely picked Nexus turret. And
Hull Breaker supers are a hell of a drug. Look at them go.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. And looking like they're gonna lose both turrets at this point, and they're gonna lose their lives too if they're not careful. This might just be the final engage. Hatchamacha goes down, followed up by Secret, followed by Soul. Is Eno gonna go down? No, sir, he will not, but a triple. What a nice way to finish off the game.
The middle of our pack fully resolved. I'd like to call that the 8v5 for CGA there. Those 3 Hull Breaker supers just giving everyone so much trouble. And with that, it was a sort of slow snowballing focus, not a big gold lead throughout. We see Rascal Jester's fall. Crest Gaming Act well and truly delivered themselves this win. Fantastic play. We're going to kick it to a break. Me and Echo will be back in just a minute with Mass Swan on the desk. See you soon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the desk for the final time of the day. Moss 1, Echo KO, and Temporal. Gentlemen, that's the end of the day, and now, as well, what is crazy to say is we actually have a definitive tier list for the rest of the split now, because that's the first round robin, right, Echo? Results-based thinking orientation is the most superior way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, overall, right? We call it CGA. They make things happen.
You guys did,
They make things happen. They don't sleep on anything, bro. I mean, literally, in what universe do you see a 2-man facing up against the entire team and they're like, bro, watch me?
No, that was Axis in 2021 summer.
This is a different
Okay,
2-man. The
that's
top
fair.
side from CGA. Mwah. Perfect.
I'll take that over, Temporal. Why was it so?
Like the sort of self-awareness to say like, hey, with the Crescent Guard from Zinzao, we have enough time to get hybrid in. We play this wall with Gnar at such a cute angle. No matter which way the team from Rascal Jester, that sort of main blob with Eno, had to run, Eno would be vulnerable. They would get Gnar'd either way. Hybrid would be in range no matter what, was holding flash for the wall. And then could just Gale Force over. You can get in range from miles away. So Hybrid coming off the reset was the key timer. The awareness to know exactly how long that was going to take and then play into it was just so good. And it turned a tense objective. It was fine to let go. It wasn't a main part of CGA's tempo and just say, no, that's mine. Like, we're going to do this and we're going to carry it on into the dragon. We're going to extend. So good.
I mean, that was sort of a fantastic part, right? They were very good because CJ was so controlled throughout this game, especially in the top side where they would just set up traps, right? Remember that they set up a trap around the first dragon. They collapsed upon Rascal Jester and they got Hachimetra, which equaled to getting that first dragon. They then did exactly as you said. They put all their pressure in top side and then converted it throughout the rest of it. But it was a weird game where it was only about 1k and there were small advantages going both sides. Remember, Rascal Jester even come back into this game slightly later on, but I want to talk about the Herald fight. That Herald fight.
So good.
Echo, the one where Nemo died and then came back.
Listen, man, I keep telling you, there's a reason that the saying goes, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up, bro. Nemo will keep going down for his team, bro. He's like, listen, I may not live to see the rest of the world. Y'all got this. So he falls for his team. And then he just sends it back. I'm back, boys. Let's get this thing going. And then they turn that thing around like it was nothing.
He knew his health bar was just a resource. He was just like, I'm happy. Let's do it.
Health and your support, so just resources, ladies and gentlemen. You're taking that from a support main. I mean, what was fantastic is Rascal Jester got that Herald, gentlemen. Like they got the Herald. It was the re-engage from Kassin and Nap especially that really was the paradigm flip, Temporal.
Yeah, it looked like, RJ have got this. We saw pings onto the dragon from CGA. They're like, hey, this is our next big thing. I imagine Kassin or Nap would have called that and then be like, hey, we can do this and extend. They can't fight the dragon after, so follow us. They go all the way from Blue Exit into River, all the way over to Rascal Jester's Chickens, to the Raptors, and they're just like, yeah, this is our fight. We're going to extend. Follow us, boys. Hybrid's in position. He's going to run, and we're just going to like deliver this to him as he arrives. You get out the car, they just hand you the ticket, in you go, and the hybrid show was so good.
Hybrid lived in that north mid brush and just was like in and out, and was just constantly dealing so much jinx damage and was just never in position. And the fact is, and I love that you called out to this at the time, Echo, if Rascal Jester remotely tried to turn around, Kaito was there to delete and slap them. He got like one combo off, was like waiting because multiple Zonya, like a Zonya came out, players were going into stasis, all kinds of stuff happened. I mean, these players on the side of Crest Gaming Act, they were forcing every moment, it felt like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we're saying, right? They make things happen. And just on Kaito specifically, right? Even though we didn't kind of get to see him like going absolutely crazy, getting all these kills, he was still such an enabler just with so much damage that was coming out from, right? We see him, my man hops over the wall, and then all of a sudden, half of the side of Rascal Jester is like half HP. They got to either go back to base and heal or stay and fight, and then you're going to die because you're on half health.
Well, and I mean, a perfect example of that one, Temporal, was the Dragon Soul. What happened, sir?
What happened? He just, you get that Get that Shadow Flame through. LeBlanc can apparently just half health anyone. Just, just casual in and out. And then it's an extra question. It's like, hey, do I want to continue doing this? Like that proactive play, getting to the objective on time.
That was all Aria did.
It's what all good LeBlancs do. Aria, particularly known for its Faker in many years past, just makes impossible questions with the LeBlanc. And it's like, hey, I've done this. My ult's back in 20 seconds. I'm going to do it again. The objective is in 20 seconds. You will face me at full power once again, and you are half health or below on a key member. Do you come forwards? Do you want to answer this? The answer is normally no. It's not possible. The LeBlanc will find another angle. And with that, RJ were choked out from key objectives in this game. The Mountain Dragon Soul, as you mentioned, probably the most important.
And not only that, it was the re-engage that also came around. They were able to find multiple members afterwards as well, which then led into that Baron. And I mean, the game felt over, but it wasn't quite over until, Echo, there was a certain Elder buff that came out, and it felt like it took a good minute, and you were talking for a good minute, mate. So please recount me again.
That's very true. Yeah, no, the Elder fight was quite interesting as well, because I feel we also saw Soul back way too late. First of all, that was like one of the main issues, right? It's like 10 seconds left before the Elder spawns, and then you see Soul. He's chilling in base. He's shopping a little bit. He's getting the drip. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Browsing.
You got to be down there with your team, bro.
It's going through.
Yeah, straight up. And then it's like you were saying, right? It was just such a long, prolonged fight because, especially with Kaito, right? He did such a great job of gatekeeping sort of the fight. He would just constantly hop over the wall, does a little bit of poke damage, goes back to his safety, hops over the wall again, keeps doing that, and allows Cassin to kind of get in there. He allows a Hybrid to do so much damage. And then once the Elder finally falls, it's such perfect timing, and Hybrid is just able to just pick him off one by one by one.
Now, it wasn't a perfect end, but it was basically... the game ended everything at that point. And we're going to pretend it did end that there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to forget that it took them an extra 3 minutes. And
it's just a gentleman's step. It's fine.
Yeah, let's just not talk about that. Crest Gaming Act still did it, and they have now defined themselves as best of the mid-pack. Now, I think, gentlemen, if we can very quickly... Well, actually, I don't think we've got a live graphic for our tables. Yeah, I'm not getting anything from our producer, so I'm willing to say that at least at this moment in time, what we will do is we can comfortably say, though, because I know off the top of my brain, DFM undefeated. That's the main headline that you can take away from here. Obviously, then Burning Core and Sengoku Gaming are kind of those next two. And gentlemen, out of those two teams, who are you kind of jostling and going for to be that kind of second place team that long-term plans will be second? They will be in the Juggernaut match. They get to skip. There's so much to play for being second.
Sengoku.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm going the other way, bro. I think Burning Core, man. I'm Burning Core all the way.
Why Burning Core? Why Burning Core?
Because it's so nice to see, right? It's like it's like we were talking about before. They had such a kind of not very, we'll call it not
They've never done
good
this good
kind of last year. Exactly. And now they're popping off. They're going crazy. And everyone slept. I'm just gonna say everyone slept on them. We looked at the power ranking and everything. Everyone was like, dude, Burning Core, they might have a couple of moments where they shine, and that's about it. Burning Core is like, yo, watch me.
I mean, to that point, we were even slightly low playing them down in the podcast this week. And I mean, they defied those expectations, and especially around those key players of Kaito and Cassin. Wrong players. Yuki and Fujimoto. There we go. Burning Core. I've got Crest Gaming Act on my brain, guys. Still, we just covered them. That'd be why. The bot lane of Burning Core was the point of contention, and I mean, you couldn't have put it better, mate. Temporal, Sengoku, why? Or is this just the faith coming in?
So my faith is for both of these teams. I'm so happy that my two favorite teams in the LJL are second and third, because maybe I can't just have DFM crumble on me. Maybe I don't want to. They've got to have a good villain in my mind. Both these teams come up so great. I just like Sengoku a little bit better. I think as long as we don't see that paralysis, which we saw in their weird loss versus DFM, that they are a fantastic whole team across the board. We've seen the Honey Show. We saw what happened last year in summer. I think it's going to happen again. I think that is how DFM are going to fall. So I think between Sengoku and DFM, as we see more games, a storyline will evolve where they are the only thing stopping Sengoku from taking over the LJL.
I mean, obviously, then we have to look at the next two teams, which is the two teams we just watched, and that's Crest Gaming Act and Rascal Jester. CGA take that decisive fourth place slot at this moment in time, with Rascal Jester falling to fifth. And I feel like I'm very comfortable to say I think we're safe to say that these teams are making playoffs, even at this early moment in time in the first round robin. Unless something catastrophic happens to one of these teams,
Yeah.
I feel very confident in their placement right now.
Yeah, it's
What about
pretty
you
good.
guys?
They've literally beaten everyone below them and lost to
Both.
everyone above them. No strangeness, no upsets, no weird things in the standings. For these two teams that define the middle of the pack, they are the baseline. If you can beat these teams, you're going to playoffs. If you're losing to these teams consistently, it's probably something that's going to go wrong with these two rather than your own wins that will allow you into that middle of the pack, and then you'd have to try harder to go further. So pretty excited for more CGA RJ. I'm happy CGA on an upswing. It looks like they are decisive in their victories, and that's more important. I want to see that more from RJ. We saw the twist today, another twist in the bot lane, which I was so excited about, but it wasn't enough.
I want to come over to you, Echo. Rascal Jester, I amped them up to you when you joined the LJL. Kind of
As you
missing the
should have.
market. What's your impressions on them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed. I was told these were gonna be they were gonna be heavy hitters, and then right now, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing CGA wins on the screen right now, so I don't know, man. I don't know. And also, I just wanted to go back to what we were talking about just now, right? With them kind of being like in that top of the mid-tier bracket. I also feel like CGA in particular, especially in this game we saw, they also kind of are making these like steps towards what they need to take out these top teams as well, because this should only get better, right? Unless, like you were saying, something catastrophic happens. But it's exactly what we were talking about when it comes to, for example, like Detonation Focus Me, right? There's one of those teams that kind of have a very slow start. And then CGA are like, yo, we got to get things going right off the bat. They have this crazy aggression. And overall, it's just great things to see. And hopefully, if they keep things going, they keep working, they keep improving, who knows? You never know where we see them.
We won't. We'll have to find out. I'm going to quickly keep moving us along, gentlemen. Axis, 6th place. They went from a 2-0 start, pretty positive. They're now on a 5-0 loss streak, but they've just run the gauntlet of literally every single team above them. Are they basically the limit test? Are they the bar which we now judge everyone by? Okay, I'm going to come to you for this one.
I feel like there definitely is something to that. It hurts a little bit because like I was really hyped when I first got, like, that was like one of the first teams I literally got to cast as well. I was like, yeah, Axis, they kind of popping off, they kind of cracked. And then the other games kept happening. I was like, oh, damn. Like, that kind of sucks to see. I do kind of feel like maybe they're kind of like the limit testers, right? They're the beta testers here. They're like, okay, well, you guys play around with them a little bit, and then we can start kind of slotting people in.
So
Stop
why do you
picking
think...
RA for Mega Man? Stop. Just stop.
Okay, yeah,
stop.
But he didn't play it today.
Good. That's the start.
Is that all we're taking away? All right, fine. That's all we'll take away from it.
Too much experimentation on Axis. I want to see something a bit more like in their first 2 wins. They looked archetypal Axis. We could have just scratched off Sangchu's name on the official broadcast written in honey, and I'd have probably fallen for it.
I think we all
I'd have thought it was summer. And I wanted to see more of that because that's still the style we see epitomized now. The LJL's still in that place where these hypers in bot lane define everything
LJL meta became the global meta.
Yeah. It's like it's carried forwards and now everyone else is in as well. And Honey was so good at that. Axis was so good at that. And they showed they could still do it. And then they started doing not that. And I don't know why.
Hopefully we won't see any more Rakan top or Bard tops.
Yeah.
And let's go back. If he wants to play the Smite top,
Poppy.
it's legit good. I mean, Steel only plays Poppy now in the LJ, and he's a jungler. So I mean, the Smite actually works for multiple reasons here. We'll have to find out. At least they've got the 2 wins, and they looked good over those 2 teams below them. Let's just end this out rather quickly. I don't want to talk about this for too long, but Echo, coming to you first. Hawks got a win. They got a W.
Yeah, I mean, about time. Woo, yeah, but like, come on. I feel a little bad for them because, like, I mean, they were advertised to be like this like super team coming in. They just kind of super sucked. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just have to.
No, you're right. You're right.
It is what it is. I gotta keep it real. It's like
we're pundits here now, mate. We're on the desk, so we can say this stuff.
Exactly. It's just it really hurt to see because, like, I mean, we were talking such big tunes about them, and then they just really kind of fell short.
Is it fair to say they're the most expensive team?
I mean, they're probably
I don't
up
know if
there.
that's public.
DFM is
gotta be up
probably the
there.
most expensive because it's always safe to say DFM. But then
Yeah, but then
it
their
goes
star
after
mid
that.
is an academy player.
Yep.
Who knows? Who knows? Fair to say that yeah, Hawks were all in on this, and it's really unfortunate the way things have gone.
It really is.
It's not come together.
But I mean, the project that V3 have pitched to the league at this moment in time is currently getting F grades, and it's not really looking particularly great. They've got the fastest time in the league. Normally, that's a thumbs up thing to some extent. As long as you get a few wins on the board, it's normally a really positive sign and idea. At least you've got a core direction in which you want to play this game. V3 at the fastest one, and they're just getting hammered every time. I want to come to you, Temporal, to kind of help end us out with these teams in V3, because what hope should we have for V3 from your side?
Some of their early games have looked pretty good.
Okay.
I'm talking like first 8 minutes. When I like the stats won't even reflect it, because I think the global like thing is like early game 14 minutes. That's our baseline. First 8 minutes have looked fine. A few games, the mid got broken. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gao on the Syndra really looked broken in a few matchups. Looked like they weren't ready to take it to the rest of the LJL. Maybe should have kept that one in the scrim bank for a little bit longer. So I want to see some more cohesion. They can definitely take it to the Hawks. We saw that relatively close, but relatively dull game today. Close in my mind in the ways it could have gone, and then just like poof, gone.
I mean,
not close in the first.
That's just how it goes sometimes, though, isn't it? That's how the cookie crumbles. Echo, I want to come over to you to end us out with V3, and I want you to give me a prediction on how many wins you think V3 could accrue at your best hopeful copium version. Let's go out a bang. Let's go out feeling good.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they invest in a tutor or something like that, because they're failing all their classes right
now.
now.
They're a high school college team, like they should.
Yeah, for real. I don't know, man. It's not looking good. I'm very worried for him, but I mean, I think I definitely see. I see a couple of wins in there, at least a couple of wins, at least. They're definitely not gonna go out just like with no wins at all. There's a couple in there.
All right, couple of wins is Echo. Temporal is at least optimistic about their first 8 minutes of a game. I'll take the max time that you just gave me there,
max time.
I'll take
Let me reach for my gas mask
for us. V3 Esports will have to find it, but Detonation Focus Me are currently leading the pack in the LJL at the end of day number 7. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this broadcast. We will be live once again on the 27th at 9 a.m. UTC or GMT if you're like me. Obviously, go to the lovely Leaguepedia wiki and you can find your own times there. By the way, make sure to follow myself, Echo KO, and Temporal, as well as Random Minion and Middlecott, who have been on the desk with me today. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you all very soon.